Hey everyone, my name is Mike. I'm a data scientist in my day job. Essentially, I'm building an AI-enabled life tracker. The motivation behind this was that tracking my daily life always felt like a chore, and I figured I could just use natural language and have AI turn this unstructured input into a structured output. What is my solution about? It focuses on the categories of automation of complex processes and data analysis and insights. So this was actually an iterative process. I started off with a multimodal AI chat application. Then I added function calling, like what can you do? And as you can see, it has access to these three functions. And I also added local persistent data storage as CSV files or JSON. And eventually I swapped out the local file storage and hosted my application publicly on Cloud Run. So this was my original architecture. I did the deployment locally to Google Container Registry, and the Docker image has been deployed as a container on Google Cloud Run. And Google Cloud Run interacts with the Postgres database and Cloud SQL for persistent data storage. And this is all done via a Streamlit frontend. So you might already see where I'm going with this. So the next logical step is to remove the backend functionality and put it into a specialized backend service. So this is what I aim to achieve with the Google Agent Development Kit, which is hosted on a fast API server and abstracts away all the backend functionality like the database interactions. So this is our Cloud Run Fast API server that's hosting our ADK application. And we can see that we are currently using a default user and we have no background information, no tasks, and no recent logs. And then we can ask it, what can you do? So we see it can log our thoughts and actions, it can manage our tasks, store personal information, or provide insights. Let's try the background information update first. My name is Mike. I'm a 30-year-old male living in Munich. And then we see our background information has been updated successfully. And then we can also add input logs, like I'm currently recording a video in my car, and then it intelligently calls the add log entry function and adds it to our state. And now let's adding a task. I want to buy coffee later at 6 p.m. So it intelligently calls the tasks function and also interprets the time correctly. Okay, so now let's refresh our app. And now the real magic happens. So we can ask it, what should I do next? It calls the Insights Engine workflow. And then based on our input logs, gives us strategic advice what we should do today, like publish our ADK repository. And you might be wondering what's happening under the hood. So we can see this here in the state. So we have three personas, a visionary, an architect, and a commander giving us advice, and then a judge synthesizing it into a final report. So think of this of our judge being the chief of staff and the three personas being our analysts. And each of the personas has a unique character profile. So we have the commander, who is a grand strategist and an architect of human systems, and he's shaped by traumatic discipline. Then we have the architect, who is reasoning by first principles. He's a master of elegant systems and a guardian of arete. Our third persona is the visionary. So the visionary sees life as a product to be designed. He's a master of nonlinear narrative and believes in beautiful solutions. And finally, the judge, or chief of staff, he finds the golden thread and crafts an insightful verdict. So I hope you get the power of this agentic workflow. So effectively, this tool here is a life coach on steroids that constantly learns more about you and gives you more and more personalized feedback. So effectively, you have your own army of analysts and a chief of staff like the US president. So let's level up your life.